Thank you very much for joining us. I know these are kind of a short little, notice of putting these things together, but we figured we might as well put it out there, and whoever joins, that's great. But John has been in the home inspection industry for 23 years. He's been out of the field for the last 2 years because we have other inspectors that are out there doing the work for him. So it's a natural progression when you do something for a long time to go into the educational side of it. So John will be giving a little bit of background and knowledge base on sewer scoping, which is something very different and kind of new to the inspection industry, and definitely something they don't teach in real estate school. He's been going around the country teaching it to home inspectors, and the more we see it and do it, I don't know why we took so long to get involved in this, why we just left it to the plumbers. So we hope that you will learn a little bit about that. So yes, as John was mentioning, I was in a bicycling accident a week ago, and so I'm still healing from the impact here. So I apologize for my discoloration in my face. I'm fine. I just trying to cover it.
Yeah, hopefully you get well soon.
Yes.
By the way, I have been used John's service for me, myself, and my client, and that's why I received this notice.
Yay, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I had a couple other people say they wanted to join us, but we haven't seen them come in, and things come up and you forget, or like life happens. It's a crazy time right now. So we appreciate, and you're going to get some real personalized service.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
The other thing I know, my the brokerage firm that I joined, they also invite we call vendors. They invite vendors to kind of provide this type of education sessions during lunch and learn, kind of during lunch hour also.
Oh,
so
wow.
if you guys are interested, I can probably connect you guys with my brokerage firm.
We would
and
love
then
that.
you will have a lot more attendees, because normally when they provide that, a lot of people come to listen to the class.
Excellent. That'd be wonderful. Do you go by Chia? Do you go by Jenny? What do you go by?
At work, I go by Jenny, only because sometimes people can't pronounce my name, so I say Jenny.
Yeah.
But with family, everybody call me Chai.
Chai.
Yes.
Chai.
Chai.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Chai. We really, really, really appreciate that. And man, count us in at your office. That would be great. We've got a ton of different subjects, and today we're going to talk about sewer scoping, and it'll be nice and quick, get you in and out.
Okay.
But help prepare you, because this is something that has come on really strong as in the last year or two in the home inspection industry, where it's, like Bobby Lynn mentioned in the past, it was reserved for plumbers. And we at our old house, we had to hire one, and it's $350. We're at a price point where we can beat most plumbers on this. Plus, we're already out there. And
actually, my client used your service. I recommended you to my client, and they did this order that service.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And that's why I want to learn a little bit more, because I've been using your company because I worked with your partner. He's in a new construction. What's his name? I forgot suddenly.
Either Ronnie or Jeff.
Ronnie. No. He's not. He said he's really busy now. He wasn't working on that with you, but he used to. I think you guys went to the same school together.
Yeah, that was Ronnie.
Ronnie. Oh, that's Ronnie. Yeah. Suddenly I cannot forget his name. Yeah. So Amanda Rivers. Yeah, I normally work with her.
Very cool. Very cool. Amanda is awesome. She's the quarterback.
Oh, he's the quarterback. And he has exact same name as my stepdaughter. My stepdaughter is Amanda Rivers. So I always joke with her. I say, I'm calling my daughter.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So sorry, I kind of interrupt your class, but I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. In a small class like this, we've got all day. We can afford to sidetrack. That's not a problem.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
That's cool. We often describe the sewer cam as a colonoscopy for the house.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, you're literally putting a camera down a pipe. Now, not all cameras are created equal either. There are some that are very inexpensive. Matter of fact, my sister, this is several years ago, my sister calls and says, "Hey, I've got a problem with my waistline. The water's backing up in the tub and stuff. Do you have a sewer camera?" And this was a while ago, and we didn't have one. I referred her to somebody in her area that had one. He comes out and he puts the camera down. And he says, "Yep, you got a problem." She goes, "Oh, we knew we had something. Where is it?" He's like, "Well, I don't know." "What do you mean you don't know?" "Well, I don't know. We just have a camera that tells you there's something in the pipe." So he didn't have a sonde, SONDE. There's a sonde, which is just like a little beacon device, if you will, inside the camera head. So when we locate an issue, we can go out with a locator and locate the sonde, which is at the camera head, and it'll tell us that it's 3.5 feet down. And we make a big X on the ground or wherever it is, and it can be excavated and repaired, so it can be found easily. But when you get these inexpensive cameras, they don't have these features, and it makes things a whole lot more difficult and sometimes useless. So she actually had to hire a second person to come out and use their camera that had the sonde, located it, and then they would fix it. So, it's like that in every industry, I guess. There's cheap tools and there's expensive tools. So ours are quite expensive. But we find all kinds of stuff. We'll find bellies, meaning that there's a low spot in the pipe. And that is going to obviously be, the water will sit there. Toilet paper gets stuck. And when it dries, that toilet paper actually bonds to the pipe, which encourages more debris accumulation. We find offsets where two pipes come together and they're offset because something is broken, something's been driven over them, things like that.
Yeah. Did you find any tree roots?
Man, we find roots all the time. And I've got some cool pictures here, and I'll show you some examples. So, in real quick, in about 10 minutes, you'll have identified all kinds of different issues. The other thing we come across is there's a lot of different kinds of pipes. Okay. PVC is going to be the most recent and probably performs the best, but you'll still get root intrusion and things like that in there. When you get into these older houses that have cast iron, clay, Orangeburg, things like those are problematic. One, because of their age, and two, you get the scaling and the root intrusion and the breaks and all kinds of stuff. And if you haven't heard John Morgan on the TV, radio, Facebook, internet ads all over the place, he says, "Hey, if you have cast iron, give me a call, we'll get you a bunch of money." It's big. So the attorneys are on it. Cast iron, we highly, highly, highly recommend. We recommend everybody get a sewer scope. The more scopes that we do, the more we realize how valuable this is. When you cannot determine the condition of the pipes without the camera, and the problems don't necessarily manifest at the same time that they exist. In other words, you can go ahead and take a shower and flush the toilet, do those kind of things, and have a blockage, and it backs up and it fills the pipe up, and then you turn everything off and go to work, and then over time it seeps through the blockage, and you start the cycle all over again when you get home. And you don't notice it until it just continues to accumulate and get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, to the point where now it's a much more expensive problem and harder to get to. So that's why, somebody can say, clients can say, "Hey, look, we've lived here for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, and we've never had a problem." You don't know without putting the camera down there. And for less than a few $100, it's some pretty good insurance, because when you have a problem with underground sewer pipes, it's a thousands game to fix. It's not 100 game.
Yeah.
Expensive.
So question, when you do the sewer, when you do this scope, right? Do you also identify, because sometimes if you use a cast iron, or for the older home, right, those material, they deteriorate over time. So when you use a scope, do you also detect those kind of issues?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We'll take, you know, we're running the camera down there, so we have usually have video. Occasionally there's an electronic foobar, and we mess it up, but we'll take pictures of those blockages and the condition, and provide all that stuff to the client and the agent, so you can see for yourself. You can also now have a tool to go back to the seller and show them, look, this is what we found, and this is what it's going to take to fix.
Okay.
We get a lot of what they call fog, fats, oils, and grease. So right now, if you, after dinner, you just go wipe all your stuff into the sink, hopefully we'll change your mind and convince you to take a paper towel and wipe your food off directly into the trash, right? Hey, all right.
Oh, okay.
We got a second guy over there. Cool.
No, that's my husband. He's on a different call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You should be wiping and cleaning your plates as best you can. Get all the food debris, salad oils, all that kind of stuff off with a paper towel. Throw it away before you.
I think he needs to listen to that too, because I always have to tell my husband, yeah, you need to clean everything out. Don't just start dumping there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to show you some pictures of what grease buildup looks like inside pipe, and hopefully it'll gross you out enough and make an impact enough that you'll start wiping the food off into the trash and not down the drain.
Yeah, I'm gonna making sure he's listening to this too.
Good deal.
No, this. Okay, go ahead.
Older pipes are an obvious, you know, because they deteriorate over time, the roots, et cetera, et cetera. But you would be surprised how many brand new houses we have issues with. You'll get these tile setters and stuff that wash all their mortar and run it down the drain. Well, that goes down the drain, and it eventually hardens. And now you started with a pipe that's this big, and now your pipe is this big. It's much smaller. So even new construction, we recommend doing those because, again, it is a thousands game. And while I'm thinking of it, there's a couple things when, you might not have to replace when you have, say, old cast iron or clay or something like that, even if it's damaged. There's something called CIPP, cured in place plumbing, and it's kind of like they shove a burrito down the existing waistline. They fill it up with air. There's resin embedded in that burrito. It hardens, and you have a brand new pipe inside the old pipe.
Oh, wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah. Nice and smooth. It's a pretty neat process where you know, some houses are going to be more difficult than other houses to access, and that might be an option. Okay. So it's always bad news when you tell somebody your pipes are in bad shape, but now you can say we may have another option. We've got a contractor that will do that. Matter of fact, on our website, we've got a resources tab, and there's a list of contractors we've personally used on there. And we've got their contact info there. So it's always there. You don't have to memorize it. If you need anybody, electricians, pool guys, whatever, they're all there. They do the CIPP, cured in place plumbing. They also do something called epoxy reliners. So when you have these old copper plumbing systems, you know, the supply lines, and they're getting pinholes, and you need to replumb, there might be an option there as well. So you don't have to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. They go in there, they cut all the valves off, all the fixtures off. They shoot in the magic juice. It spins inside, and again creates a new pipe inside the old pipe. They put on all new valves, put your fixtures back, and you're good to go for like another 50 years or something like that.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is really cool, at least being able to have that option and be able to provide the client that advice. Going, hey, I understand, you know, we've got issues here, but it may not be the end of the world. We might have another option. And you call in Florida Pipelining Solutions and have them give you estimates. This is what it's going to cost to completely fully replace. This is what it'll cost to repair what you got or reline or whatever you got there. So really neat option. We did a scope for Greg Bond, an investor, one time. And I remember going down the pipe, and we found a rag, like a hand towel that you dry dishes off with or something, that size, the rag inside the pipe
Jeez.
under the kitchen. It's in the middle of the floor in the kitchen. You're like, oh my God, how the heck did that get there? I have no earthly idea. But at that point, he's able to call a plumber who can go in there with they've got a little head on their snake that you can twist around, grab it, and then he can pull it back out. No big deal. But had he gone ahead, sold that house, the people move in, they start using the facilities, taking showers, flushing toilets, doing that kind of stuff. The towel is going to clog up, and it'll fill up that pipe until you stop. And kind of like I was mentioning earlier, when you turn everything off, it seeps through eventually. But they were going to have a problem. They're going to start having backups in the kitchen, and pool water coming back the tub, and all that kind of nasty stuff. It can save people a lot of headaches and a lot of time, a lot of money. But I'll go ahead and share the screen and give you pictures of some of these issues. Can you see all of these pictures?
Yep.
Okay, good. I was doing this last night, and when I forward these, they weren't going forward. So help me out here when
This is all plumbing.
Yeah. This here is a riser in the yard. So if we have a nice clean out like this that we can get down, it's easy or easier than getting on the roof. But immediately we take the top off of this, and let me come in here a little further. Did it advance? Did not advance?
No, it did not. It's still the same picture.
Okay. What I have to do is close it.
Oh, now I see it.
Open it. You see all the stains and all the stuff stuck.
Very dirty.
That means that this house had a problem or has a problem, and at the moment the water's not up here, but at some point you can see all the poo and everything. The debris has gotten all the way to the top here, so there has been a problem. Here we take the clean out off, and there's standing water in the pipe. You shouldn't have standing water in the pipe. Okay, pipes drain by gravity. They have to be. It'd be a 1/4 inch per foot down. So there should be nothing in there. This is telling us there's a blockage somewhere. So if you're buying the house at this point, you can say, we need to have a plumber come snake it out and have the seller take care of it, right? Oh, here's a cool offset. You see in between these two pipes here, that gap. So one pipe is dropped. The pipe on our side. Yeah.
That's what because I was like, what is this? Okay. Oh, the pipe dropped. Okay.
Yeah, it's dropped. So now water goes down and it's going out the hole. This lip is gonna start backing up, clogging with the toilet paper and solids and stuff like that, and it will get worse. It can't get better with time. It'll only get worse, and you'll continue to, as that water exits that hole, it'll continue to compact and erode the soil underneath, and it will only dip further and further and further as we go. So this is going to get more and more expensive. Right now, we dig a hole, plumber fixes it, and we move on. This is PVC. This would be a piece of cake to fix right now. All right. Now this is interesting. Even though this is PVC, look at this indentation here. There's a root or rocks or something that is pushing in the side. So now you've lost about 20–25% of the pipe. It's no longer the same size it originally was. So this is going to be prone to not facilitating all the water leaving the house. It's going to start to clog over time. This is grease. This is why you need to wipe your plate into the trash before you send it down the drain. We call these shoulders right here, the two high parts. So water and debris is going down here. but you can see how thick this grease is piled up there.
Yeah.
So at this
So
point,
even in Florida, you have the same problem in Florida too, because it's
Oh, yeah.
warmer. Oh, okay.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I know this happened in the north a lot, but I did not know in Florida has the same problem.
Oh yeah, yeah. We get a lot of grease issues because people
Mhm.
don't know any better. You know,
Mhm.
honestly, I didn't know any better until we started getting into sewer scoping. And, you know, my instructor is explaining to me, yeah, that's every time that you dump your, greasy food down the drain, and you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
all kinds of
Mhm.
stuff. It continues to get worse. So the David Baker with Florida Pipelining Solutions that does the CIPP and the
Mhm.
pipe relining, he does not like doing hydrojetting. He's got this other tip. It's kind of a grinder that goes in there and grinds this stuff out. But
Mm.
either way, there's a cost associated with cleaning these pipes out.
Right.
Here's another. You can see how thick the grease is. Looks like the
Yeah.
head hasn't rotated around. Our camera heads are self-leveling, so even if you're shoving it down the pipe and it twists or whatever, the head eventually corrects itself. But this one, it got a little stuck here. But you can see we're about almost 30 feet in, and how thick the grease is.
Yep.
Here's some solids that are not draining well. The other thing is you see these marks here, and here. The higher those marks are, is telling you that it's had problems before.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Right?
Mhm.
When water's going down the pipe, it should just be on the bottom. When you start
Right.
seeing those lateral lines, that means the pipe is filled up. And at one point, this one's not too bad. You know, it's about halfway up, but we've seen some of them where the lines are way up here. And that is telling us this has been problematic, right? Man, now there's some nasty thick grease. The size of the pipe has been drastically reduced. So this is going to be, again, problematic and prone to debris accumulation because it's just smaller than it used to be. Right? This was just the other day. This is just it. Oh, well, a couple months ago. God, it seems like the other day. We go in a riser, and you see this hole in the top of this lateral pipe?
Yeah.
Like that was like hand cut. This is, in other words, that's not you'd see a nice bidirectional sweep or something on there. So this was not a professional plumber. Somebody's added the riser of this clean out and not added the proper fitting. A plumber would excavate a large enough hole where they could cut a section of pipe out and put in a bidirectional or sweep, so you can put cameras and snakes and that kind of thing down there. So how they glued or secured that horizontal pipe to the vertical pipe, who knows? But eventually roots are going to grow into this and it's going to be problematic again. So this is telling us there's been an issue, and see seller's disclosure is what we say, and find out what went on. Why did they have to add this clean out, and who did it? Because it doesn't look like a plumber. That's not what a professional plumber does. Here we go. We can see some roots here, and these aren't too bad, but this is one example of roots. And again, it's PVC. You see the white pipe, and we've got roots in it. So it's somehow got in there at a joint, or maybe somebody's driving, like I said, trucks over the front yard and cause damage or something like that. But I got some better roots coming up here. And now this is starting to get a bit worse. And see, it's interesting. Typically, you see the roots come in from the top because below the pipe is just dirt. It's bushes and trees and that kind of thing that grow obviously on top, and the roots grow down. So that's why you're seeing the roots on the top of the pipe. But this is getting worse, and it's going to be real bad eventually. Like this. Look at that. Now we got some really heavy root growth here.
Oh, these are roots.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
all, it's a
Okay.
huge root ball.
Right. Right.
And it also becomes a little dangerous for us if we push the camera head through here. Sometimes when you're trying to pull it back, it'll get snagged on stuff. And so we've got to be real careful. Sometimes we have to make that call where we just stop the camera head right here and go, let's go ahead and have this line hydrojetted or grinded out and clear everything, and then we'll come back and run the camera again and go even further and make sure that we've got all the problems. But if it's growing in here, there's a decent probability you've got roots growing in at another joint. And at this point, it really doesn't matter if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. The answer is still the same. You still need the plumber to come in and carve it out and get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is cool. This is Orangeburg pipe. Orangeburg is basically cardboard and tar. So this is like really old stuff, like pre-60s. So when you get in some of these old houses, you get cast iron and Orangeburg and clay. Orangeburg, you can imagine what cardboard and tar would look like after being underground for 5, 6, 7 decades.
Yeah.
It starts to delaminate, and roots and rocks fairly easily damage the pipe. So this is not a fix. This is you're gonna need to replace, and it may be an insurance issue as well. The insurance, when we have to do a 4-point, of course we have to explain it and ask what kind of waste lines, and when they see things like Orangeburg, clay, cast iron, they know one, just statistically based on its age, it's at the end of its life. When you start showing them, yeah, well, you also have root intrusion and damage and whatever else, we got something coming through here, this big hump. So this would be a huge concern if I were buying the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a few more. Look at this root broke right through the pipe. And now the root's growing in. We've got debris coming in. It's hard to tell if this is coming in the hole or this is debris that's accumulating from the house. But this pipe is filled, right? I think this is the same pipe, a little bit further down. It's completely.
Wow.
We got a nice little hole here. Look at all the debris back in here.
Yeah. Looks pretty disaster to me.
Yeah, and
Disastrous.
right, and it can't get better. It can only get worse. Again, some more Orangeburg. I know it's Orangeburg and not cast iron because of cast iron would typically zipper or corrode along the bottom. Roots don't necessarily break or deform cast iron like this. But cast iron is also black on the inside. But here we've got a huge root coming through. And again, it's kind of dangerous. If you push that camera head back here, there's always the probability of getting stuck. And we get the camera head stuck. These are expensive. It's a couple $1,000s for a camera head, right? And we can't leave it.
Yeah.
What was it, last week or the week before? One of the guys found a flashlight. Like, how the heck did a flashlight get in somebody's waistline? It had to have been during construction or something like that, when stuff was apart. But yeah, look at that. Now this is it looks like it's just split that pipe.
Yeah.
The delamination is going to get way worse. These pipes are done. And if you were the buyer, you would want to know this prior to closing, because this is going to be expensive. Remember, it's
of course.
Yeah, it's a thousands game, not a hundreds game. Nice little offset here. So the pipe on our side has dropped a little bit. All right. We shouldn't see that. So this is going to be prone to clogging, debris accumulation, that kind of thing. Here's another one where it's some toilet paper is starting to get stuck. at this offset. Yeah, this Ed sent us, Ed, one of our guys, Ed, and he was just going in the clean out, and in the scaling in this old cast iron was all the way up at the top of the clean out. And it looks like there has been a problem before, because it looks like this might be toilet paper fibers and whatnot stuck in the metal. But that's some decent occlusion. Occlusion is when the pipe starts out this big and then it gets smaller. So it's experiencing some occlusion there. And that's in a part of the pipe that doesn't normally get and stay wet, right? That riser. A good one. We got a couple of root balls coming in here. A couple roaches making a family. I remember watching this video. These root balls are full of ants, like a ton of ants. A little bit of debris accumulating here. So we know the pipe is cracked, damaged, or something right here with the roots coming in. Ooh, this is a good one. This is the pipe. This right here is the inlet going into the septic tank. So this pipe on our side has like fallen, detached from the septic tank.
Wow.
Now this is significant. This is, 2-3 inches offset. So this will, the water will stand in there and back up until there's enough of it to push a little bit over. Toilet paper is going to get caught in there. It'll bond with the pipe. This is going to get much worse, much faster. It's actually in a accelerated rate of issue right here already. And
so when you do this, right? So you do that with the septic tank, because you say this is called a sewer pipe scope, right? Sewer pipe scope.
Right.
Okay. So if they are using the septic tank, you still do that. Just go to the septic tank area.
Sure. All houses have sewer lines,
right?
And they're either going to a big concrete box or fiberglass or whatever it might be, or going to a bigger pipe that goes in the, to the city somewhere.
Right. Okay.
So here we've got a disconnect right there at the septic, and they're going to have a contractor excavate this and fix it.
Right.
And one last picture. This is pretty cool. One of my friends sent me this. This looks like the pipe is shattered.
Yeah.
And like there's efflorescence coming through the cracks. I think this may be a matter of time before it collapses. Right. And then you're going to have like a really quick problem that not necessarily a slow one like some of these others we looked at. But
is this a PVC pipe to crack like that?
This, I don't think it's PVC because it's just too dark. It could be ABS. ABS is a black plastic. And way back in the day, there were 5 manufacturers that there was a class action lawsuit, and they were notorious for circumferential cracks, meaning the cracks went around the pipe instead of along the pipe. It went this way instead of this way. So that may be what this is in here.
Okay.
And all right, that's the last of my pictures. So you get like a really fast education on what it looks like down there.
So when you do this sewer scope, what do you guys do? For example, here's the plumbing system. It can be old, like say a 1960 house, for example. But do you have any scope to just check the pipe itself, the plumbing pipes?
There's not one for the supply pipes. Because supply pipes are only going to be 3/4 of an inch, or some cases 1/2 an inch. So there's not a camera small enough to put down those. Supply pipes are going to be evaluated on what's exposed, at the water heater, under sinks, at stub outs, stuff like that. So, but if you've got Schedule M copper that's been there for 60 years, it's at the end of its economical life. It wasn't expected to last more than this. Those are one of the things that insurance companies don't like. You're well aware of polybutylene, I'm sure. Don't like polybutylene, and the new poly is PEX.
Mhm.
Even though they're building houses with PEX piping right now, PEX is an issue. There have been lots and lots of class action lawsuits.
Right. That's something your guy came to do the inspection for my client, and then they point out the packs, but there's not, because it's a new house and there's nothing that the client can do.
No, if it's a new house, if you don't have the bright brass fittings, that's better, but you still got a polyolefin based plastic. That's the same thing polybutylene is. It's a polyolefin based system. So I've got pictures, and we cover PEX, especially for agents, because this is huge. The construction defect center, whatever the name of that, the formal name is, they're calling PEX. This is going to be the largest plumbing recall in U.S. history, way bigger than polybutylene. So it behooves all of us as inspectors and real estate agents to become familiar with this. What is it? What are we looking at? What are the implications? A new system, you're probably not going to have failure right away, but they deteriorate from the inside out. I've got some pictures where they take a piece of PEX, cut it in half, and then look at it in a microscope. You can see the interior surface is no longer smooth. You can see little crack fissures going through the plastic. The other thing with the PEX plastic is chemical permeation, where chemicals come out of the pipe itself into the drinking water. Chemicals come through the pipe. Like if it's water mains outside and the bug guy comes around spraying for ants and bugs in the yard, those chemicals they've proven can seep through, permeate right through the plastic to your drinking water.
And the PEX was used for, you mean supply water?
Right, PEX is all supply.
Okay, wow. Because I know this house my client bought, it was last year. The house was only 3 years old. Yeah. And then your guy pointed out, say, oh, well, you have the PEX, but there's nothing unless they change all the supply pipes, right?
Right. We have had insurance companies call our office. And there's some of them that are onto it, and they're not covering PEX.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because even the manufacturers will not warrant for water quality. And we're putting chlorine down it. We replumb our houses. The plastic's all in the attic. So exposure to chlorine and high heat is what accelerates the deterioration of the PEX. And when we're running chlorinated water through pipes in the attic. That's what we're doing. But it's going to be part of your career, whether you want it to or not. So you gotta get kind of familiar with it, so you can at least handle it now, and make friends with contractors, especially plumbers. Let them know you're a professional agent, and we know that this is going to come up again. And
so for the next, will it be a class ever teaching that, or you teach this class?
Well, you're breaking up pretty good, but I heard teach a couple times in there. And yeah, we've got a whole segment. I can run you through the whole kind of history of PEX and show you the lawsuits and stuff in about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes maybe. And I'm not going to give you any of my opinions. I'll give you the lawsuit, the website links, and you can go read it for yourself. I'll just show you, and I'll show you pictures of what that looks like when you cut the pipe, look at it with a microscope and all that stuff. So you're aware, because this is going to be part of your transactions for years and years to come, for sure.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's great. I really appreciate all this information. It's a lot of knowledge that you transferred today.
It's fun, right? It's fun. Yeah. I love it. It doesn't matter if it's raining or it's hot outside. Sitting here is a good thing. So
it's much easier, huh?
Yeah, our plan is to do more of these. And I think Bobby Lynn already has the next one planned. We're going to do some pool, swimming pool stuff.
Okay.
Talk about.
Yeah. I think I will probably let my office know, right? I mean, this is really good for me because we don't know a lot of this kind of detail. We know that, okay, you need to do inspection, right? So like my client, I always give them your as one of my recommendation, but yours, I say it's the best. I said, yours is not coming the cheapest, but yours is the best service.
Thank you so much. We do
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah.
You know what?
Oh, you're
Just
welcome.
dawned on me when we give all our clients limited warranties, okay, with
Yeah.
deductibles and all that stuff. But when
Mhm.
somebody has the home inspection performed by Inspectigator and the sewer scope done, that warranty that we give you, that's normally 90 days, is extended to a full year. Okay.
Okay,
So
yeah.
assuming we ran the camera and said it's clear, they extend it to a full year. Obviously, we go, hey, it's broke. Well, then that's an insurance issue. It's not a warranty issue. But
Yeah, I have a question because I did use yours for my own house, right? And then like now you said like you provide home, what is it, homeowner warranty or something like that for a certain amount of time. What does that mean? What does that cover?
we've got warranties that cover so much stuff. Everything from your appliances to underground water and sewer lines. We give you a 5-year roof leak repair warranty. What else is there?
Yeah, I couldn't remember all of that. Yeah.
Mold.
Yeah, there's a mold. There's a mold one. Mold if since no home inspector moves a bed. If you were to purchase the house, the seller moves the bed, and then there's a bunch of mold growing on the wall, then there's coverage for that, right? Now,
When you say coverage, you mean like after we use the service, then you provided the warranty already?
Yeah,
or is it something you need to buy separately?
No, we provide you with limited warranties.
Okay.
If client's interested in a full warranty, the one we recommend is 18 months, not a year, 18
Right.
months. And Residential Warranty Services only does that for 350 companies across the country. Give or take 350, maybe 400, something like that.
So let me ask you a different way, because when I do that with my client, for example, like say, okay, I say I'm going to recommend Investigator, and then because you not only do best service as far as finding all the issues, you also will provide a warranty. I don't know, of course, it's limited warranty for whatever service that you provide, right? Following the service you provide.
Yep.
Because I'm trying to figure out how to tell my client that the additional benefit that they will get from your service.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, we will put something together for you and send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm
Okay.
going to send you a link with the, it's a booklet of services that we have that will explain every warranty we have.
Okay. It's just like I did not understand how to read it, right? Yeah. Because I do, for example, I receive your monthly newsletter to let me know if any of my appliance has recall, whatever, things like that. And I think your service people, they will record every single appliance, I think their ID, whatever the number, and then they will let me know if there's anything they have warranty service or recall, whatever that you provide, which is very good service. I think that's the differentiator your company provides.
Yeah, I love the recall. Matter of fact, we were one of the first in the entire country to get onto the system. Back in the day, one of my pet peeves were all these recalls. And I thought I could keep a folder of all these recalled dishwashers and stuff, which was, at the time I didn't realize how many thousands and thousands of them there were. And then we found this system, and you were right, it is so cool. Once we take all the data plate information from those appliances, it goes into the account. Every month, the computer goes and it scans all of those appliances and compares them to Consumer Product Safety Recall and some other sites and see if there's any recalls. If there is, they get a report either way, but it sends them a report going, hey, you need to look at this one. And it does this forever, in perpetuity. It never stops. So if somebody replaces their kitchen appliances, all you got to do is go in there and change it from, well, I no longer have a hot point. I've got a new GE, and they put the information themselves, and the system does it. It sends them a report.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you one of my story, which I think you would be very proud of what your company did. So I built a house that was 2017, right? Actually, I sold a house last year, but I bought in 2017. Before I sold a house, the AC kind of just doesn't cool down anymore, right? So your company, you take the what is it, serial number, whatever the number, right? And then I think your company register with the manufacturer, right?
It's with a service that monitors for recalls.
Right, but do you guys also register for it?
I don't know if I call it a registration. It just keeps track of it. And if there's a manufacturer's recall, it tells you about it.
Right. Yeah, because I remember, because if you have appliance, you need to let the manufacturer know that you own this at this address. So we bought this house with a 5-year warranty, but if you registered, then you get 10 years. I know I did not register. So when it happened, so
Cool.
the system broke down for 3 years, right? And I said, oh, I did not know if it's registered for the 10-year. So they checked for me. They said, yeah, you're registered for 10 years. I know I did not. So I thought your company did. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take the credit for it.
Yeah. So just double check to
awesome.
see. Yeah, double check with that, because remember when you buy appliance, they send you the card. You have to register it and send it back to the manufacturer.
Right.
I don't know whatever in your process. So my AC, they recognize me as being registered, which I know I did not do personally. So I get 10-year warranty. Yeah. So when I sell the house, I told them you have 10 years warranty. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think that's a big differentiator for you guys. And I'm going to try to see if we can get my company to kind of give you a chance to do lunch and learn with my team right here.
Fantastic.
And
let's do it.
Yeah, and this is the thing, because I use your service for me. That's before I was a realtor. So,
cool.
And then I become a realtor, and I start, you recommend it to my client.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I said the differentiator, because the service and the warranty part, and I get monthly newsletter, and then sometimes you actually. So here's another thing: you send an education in the newsletter or something. You have a checklist called walkthrough. When you finish the buying a house, right? And then the client would do a final walkthrough. You guys send a list of the walkthrough list. I literally print that. That's what I take with me when I do the walkthrough for my client.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got it from you guys. So I want to let you know. That's why I say I signed up class. I got so much from you guys. Like just doing the inspection, but there's so much information, the wealth of information you send. Oh, I did when I recommended your company to my client. So I think they put me in your realtor list. So I think it's from that I received the walkthrough list.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
So
I love it.
Yeah, I want to let you
love
know. Yeah, that's why I say, well, if you have education, I will listen to it because it helps me.
Fantastic. You made my day.
Oh, I'm appreciating that you guys is doing a great job. And I always tell my clients that this is the best company, even though they are not the cheapest one, but you will get the best. I say, because the owner, he's the one teaching all the inspectors. So they are the best company because they know what's the inspection about.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chai. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Boy, my head is this big now.
Oh, I think you were saying Ronnie. I know I call him wrong. That's the reason. When you say Ronnie, I don't remember. It's because I call him Ron.
Yeah.
So he inspected my house, and then he gave me the story about you and him went to school together in UF.
Yeah.
Because I said, your name is interesting, Gator. I said, because I have 2 Gator in my house. Both of my kids went to UF.
Holy cow, they have to be smart. I know that. It's so hard to get in
They're
nowadays.
as smart as you are.
No.
Yeah,
they're way smarter than I am. I can tell you that now. That's cool.
Yeah, so and then when I said, oh, they are trained in UF, the US construction department, and then they've been in business for more than 20 years. So when I introduce you to our client, I rave about it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's why I say I'm going to talk to my company, making sure they can invite you guys and talk about the service, talk about what you provide to the client, because it's after you finish the service you provide to the client, and that is good for the realtor because we don't continue to do all those detailed stuff. But then because we recommended you guys to go and you provide all this like monthly newsletter, a lot of information, a lot of and the warranty service, because it helped me because I was your client. So that helps us build relationship with our own client without us doing things.
Right. You realize we send that newsletter out on your behalf to the client. So
Right,
it
exactly,
comes from
yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
if you want to change, if you want to add something to it, you can do that yourself. You can change your picture.
Really?
And yeah, you can type in whatever you want there.
Oh, I did not even know that. I did not know, because I received it because I was your client. And
Right.
then I know my client, which is living in the same place that I used to live, it's like $500,000 home. So they did all the sewer scope, they want everything, right? And so, but I did not know that the thing you sent it to them will be under my name. That I did not know. Yeah, because they never show me what they received. Oh, so this is like a selling point to other realtor. This is great. Yeah, because as a client, as I'm your client, I receive all things. I love it. I read it, and because from time to time, because I just read it, like just the text line, and I say, oh, there's some important information. Then I will go into read even more detail. Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. So I
Okay,
just want to
cool.
let you know, I appreciate your service, and your service even helped me as a realtor.
Ms. Chai, you made my day.
Okay, have good luck. Glad to hear that.
Awesome.
And hopefully I can make another, your day by bringing you to the brokerage firm that I work with.
Very cool.
Wonderful.
We are in.
Okay.